As we start a year or a quarter, or any time frame where we're looking at our business and we're like starting anew and looking forward, I'll ask you to ask a question to yourself, which is, if you are a sales executive, who are your two or three top clients that your competitors would most likely or most like to poach from you? And if you are a sales leader or a manager of people, who are your top two or three producers, like the top two or three people that you lead, that your competitors would most like to poach? Like, who are they most likely to go after and try and pull away? And you have an answer to that question. I'd imagine you have an answer to that question. And so that elicits or leads to another question, which is, what things are you doing or thinking about doing this year, this month, right now, to, number one, ensure that the relationship is rock solid, number one. Number two, what resources do you have as a sales executive or a sales leader that you can put in their hands to make them better, more effective, or more efficient at their job? And number three, what resources does your firm have that you have not availed to them in a way that they are currently using them? In other words, they may know that the resources exist, but they're not using them. And the reason why is we haven't done a good enough job at articulating them. And so the ask of this, or the takeaway of this, is going to be, talk to those folks. Talk to those top two or three people that ultimately you'd prefer not to go another step without. You'd prefer to make sure that relationship is rock solid or bulletproof. And if you say, well, with my top two or three producers, the relationship is rock solid, it is bulletproof, then move down to who are those best producers that where it may not be, and why isn't it? And ask those questions that we just suggested to ask. What resources do I have? What resources does our firm have that they're not using? And take this question to them. We have an amazing set of resources as leaders of this firm, and as a result of that, I'd like to ask you a few questions to better understand the things that you need and that you're trying to accomplish this year. If we better understand exactly what you do need and what you are trying to accomplish this year, we are quite certain that you will be more effective at executing on what's most important to you. And if we do that as a sales leader or a sales executive from the firm, we feel like we are doing our absolute best to strengthen the relationship with you. Those type of conversations are really important to be happening right now, and they're the conversations that are happening with the best sales folks to their best people. We're suggesting you have the same. Good selling, everyone.